Namaste. Welcome to another edition. Magick La Croix speaks. um, I am your host, the incredible, the indescribable, the inexplicable, the one and only, the magical Magick La Croix. So I hope y'all having a good day today. I hope y'all having a good week. It's just something I want to speak about real quick. Not gonna be long. I always say that, right? um, so I want to address something that has come to my attention that in 2019 we still have this certain mindset. So a woman recently asked my wife, what she was going to do for the weekend. And I think my wife replied something like, I think my husband has something to do. So while he does that, I'm going to probably have some wine, chill out, catch up on my recorded shows. The woman says to her, "You think you white?" The woman said, "You think you white?" And has always called her bougie. Um, this happened not once. We went to a housewarming recently. So some friends they got this big, beautiful house. Uh, the guy told me that they've been called bougie because now they live in a nice neighborhood. The neighborhood they lived in before wasn't bad, but there's a better neighborhood. So it seems to me that melanated people still think that only certain things are afforded to white people and that they are the only ones who should have something. Give me a second. I see the chat room. Good evening, people. Peace, Cypher. Peace, James. Oh, it's good to see you. Hey, Mystic Mia. How you doing? How you doing? Uh, she said, what? Oh, yeah. So let me go back to that. Let me rewind. I just had to see everybody's responses in the chat room. She said, "You think you white," because my wife was talking about while I was away from the house, she was going to be catching up on her recorded shows, lounge around the house, have a glass of wine. My wife's a wine drinker. She's not a heavy drinker. She only does it sometimes. So back to the couples housewarming. Now people call them bougie because they lived in a better neighborhood. So it just seems that black people, so-called black people, still have this mentality that only white people or doing certain things are only for white people. Or you bougie because you like the finer things in life. Extreme fucking Dora pause. When I say extreme, I mean extreme because I told my wife, I wish I could have been there when she said that bullshit. I wish. We still think that we still think that drinking wine, having a nice house, having a couple cars, we still think only white people should enjoy shit like that. What the fuck, people? It is 2000, so-called 2019, and we still calling people bougie by the way they choose to live. They choose not to act a certain way. And remember, I grew up with people teasing me from the way I spoke. They said that I thought I wanted to be white or talking white because I have a vocabulary. I choose to use that vocabulary. And it still continues these days. It is not a coincidence that I heard it twice within a span of a couple of days. I will continue to use my vocabulary. I love to read. You know, we have a nice house. Why are we supposed to be ashamed of that? Why do we've worked hard for what we have? You know what I'm saying? My wife retired from the military. You know what I mean? Why she can't enjoy life and shit. You see what I'm saying? Hold on a second. Okay, bicycling photographer in the tropics says a friend of mine introduced me as an investor to someone. She looked at me up and down with a look like, how the right, right, exactly. We are so goddamn programmed that we think that the best that life has to offer should only belong to Caucasian people. That is a mental goddamn illness to think that way. You know what I'm saying? It is really stupid in thinking that you only should have the worst of things. You know what I'm saying? Um, it is mind-boggling that these days, the age of the internet, that people are still willfully ignorant. How does having a glass of wine, how does that, I don't get it. I don't even get that. How is that, you see what I'm saying? It's like only rich people can enjoy wine. I mean, shit, they sell Moscato in the fucking grocery stores. You know, niggas drink that. You know, because that's the bottom of the barrel for wine. You know what I mean? Um, so we still, in this day and age, and it is really disconcerting. I'm laughing about it, but it's disconcerting that the masses and the majority of people still think that speaking quote unquote proper. I mean, look at it this way. If you learn a language, why not master it? See what I'm saying? If you learn the occult arts, why not master it? Why not master your craft? You know what I mean? Remember, I grew up in a time where people wanted to fight me for being a teacher's pet. I'm not exaggerating. This is the mentality that was in the hood back then. It looks like it's still around now. And God forbid, or whoever you pray to, these people who have this mindset have kids, because then they're going to pass that stupidity down. I'm reading. Give me a second. Some people can't see themselves doing something, so you shouldn't. 2019. Exactly. Envious and jealous. It's not even a racial thing. It's everywhere that people will show their authentic self. Trying to sum up to a reason is not necessary. Shine on and cheers. I understand. It's not funny. It is very stupid and annoying. It's insecurity too, because somehow I know they're too lazy to work hard for it. Right. This cycle does need to end. Thank you, Cypher, for saying that. Uh, you know, you should want the best out of everything. You should not want to sit around and think that they have us thinking this way. Now, I can't say we are totally to blame, but just because you grew up with a certain attitude don't mean you can't break out of it either. See what I'm saying? I grew up Catholic and I broke out of that bullshit. You know, um, it's just really, it's really sad. But I get it. Our minds, the melanated mind, is under attack constantly, daily, hourly. I can't stand EBT. I'm sorry, VET. I can't stand that channel. Uh, they show sisters wearing weave. Now, if you're getting offended, oh well. I've heard a woman say natural hair is not for everybody. Yet you were born with natural hair. Dora pause. Let me say this. 2019, and a law had to be passed in California for melanated people to have the right to grow their hair as it naturally comes out of their scalp in so-called 2019. Now, y'all either pay attention to the real conscious people that are trying to wake y'all up. You either evolve or you die. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to think about that for a second. You know, the people who run this shit have for so many years decides who gets a job based on the kind of hair that grows out of their head naturally. Brown Estate is a good black-owned winery in California. If they want to go that way, good to know. Me, I'm not a wine drinker. I don't understand the appeal to it. My other half told me that it's just relaxing. I get the same effect from kratom. So there you go. They said the same thing about me. Now I'm so thankful for my diction. That's right, Mia. Thank you. Thank you. I will not apologize for being intelligent. Having a poor mentality and scarcity mindset will manifest itself like that, it seems. It's sad. It's very sad, James. Absolutely. Absolutely right. We should be living like the kings and queens we are. We come from kings and queens. No matter what they try to tell you, you were not born. Your history does not start with slavery. It does not. This land is where most of y'all come from, not Africa, America, wherever that is. You've been lied to. You've been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. You've been led astray. You've been run amok. Okay. Crabs in the barrel mentality. Absolutely. 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 You know, I used to think something was wrong with me. That maybe I shouldn't be smart. Maybe I should strive to be dumb. Those thoughts actually penetrated my head before. Why? Because people say you uppity if you're smart. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Absolutely the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Now that I think about it, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Wow. I don't even know what to say. To hear that twice in one weekend really concerned me. Like, wow, people really still think that way. This wasn't no young female that was speaking to my wife. It was a grown ass female in her 40s. In her 40s. Calling my wife bougie. Because we act a certain way. But you think about it. If it was such a bad thing, why is that something that they fear? An intelligent black person and an intelligent melanated person. Why does that scare everybody else so much? But yet still, we got this mentality that we trying to be white. See what I'm saying? Makes sense? No, it doesn't. Sorry to get off topic, but any tips for Pluto retrograde? Pluto retrograde. Only thing that I think that would help is you find the characteristics of Pluto and do everything in reverse. There is a book that I gave out a long time ago, and I gave it out recently called Mystical Formula. It has over 400 mantras. Y'all know mantras is my thing. It has over 400 mantras in it, and they have mantras for retrogrades. You know what I'm saying? So, um, the thing is, you may have to say the mantra 10,000 times, but it cancels out the effect of that retrograde. I don't worry about retrogrades anymore. I really don't. Not because I think I'm better than anybody else. No, it's not that. It's just that I know how to recognize a retrograde, and it mostly affects everybody around me because I'm aware of what's going on. Now, Mercury retrograde is when people act really, really dumb. Um, it is my ruling planet. It's Mercury, and you know, it affects me every time, no matter how I prepare for it. Every time. But I catch myself all the time. I meditate, and you can do this with any planet. Meditate, um, read, do something that takes your mind to a peaceful state. That's pretty much the best idea that I can give you, the best advice I can give you. By who? Who wrote the book? Mystical Formula? That's a long name. Just here, I'm gonna type it in here. If you go Google search that book, you'll find it. It's over 400 mantras. Remember, I like mantras because mantras work on a subatomic level. You know what I mean? And it manifests, but in ways you do not expect. It's the simplest type of magic that you can perform. It can be done anywhere. I've done it in Walmart, walking in Walmart. I've done it while driving. So, I mean, I can give you the tools, but it's up to you to apply it. I can't force anybody to, uh, to practice. When I disbanded my group, it showed me a lot of stuff. It showed me something. It showed me that today's people, today's society, you know, when I decided to have a paid group, I said, in order for me to continue giving out the stuff that I'm giving, I gotta need to see who's serious about it. It showed me that people really aren't serious about magic. They're really not. It's just trendy. Witchcraft is trendy. Hoodoo is trendy. It's what everybody else does. You have to put in work in order to manifest things in your own life and take control of your life. Most people are lazy. They have the attention span of kids. And so they get offended about everything. People are probably offended about me saying that. I don't care. But like I said, it showed me what I had suspected already, that people are lying to themselves and they trying to look good for everybody else. You know, I'm not saying I'm the best magician or occultist out there. I'm saying, though, with 22 years under my belt, I must have learned something. You know what I'm saying? I'm self-employed, so I must know something. I must know how to manifest things into my life that I need. Okay. Um, and so people are playing. They're out here playing, and anybody can be a magician or occultist or sorcerer or witch, anybody. And from the amount of YouTube videos that's out right now, it proves my point. Most people are full of shit, period. That's why it is a good idea to get away from some family members as well, because when they see you succeeding, they try to pull you back down. Like Mr. Mia said, crabs in the barrel mentality. I avoid certain family members. When I go home to Philly, some people don't know I'm there. You know, some people ask for money. They think I got it because I flew to Philadelphia. Hello. Plane tickets cost money. Traveling by plane costs money. You think I just plucked that shit out the air, motherfucker? Um, but anyway, but I agree, LEL. If if members of your family are toxic, avoid them. There's nothing wrong with you avoiding a toxic person, whether they are a family member or not. if you are not good for me and my health and well-being, fuck you. Pretty much. That's the mentality I have. Okay. But yeah, I'm seeing, I just thought I would make a short video on it because, it's just terrible that we still have this mentality, you know? Uh, Crabs in the barrel and fucking what the hell, man? You're not supposed to enjoy life. You're supposed to rely on public transportation all your life. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to have a house. You think about it. We flourish everywhere despite everything that was thrown at us. Black Wall Street was so good and so prosperous for us. These racist motherfuckers burnt it down. They tell us to go back the way you came from. No, I belong here. I was born here. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I was to say to Europeans, go back to where you came from, where exactly the fuck would you go? I'm getting off topic. All right, so I don't want to do that. I don't want to get off topic. Live your best life and live your life like it's golden, like Jill Scott said. If you're serious about magic, then practice it. Practice the craft. The craft is an excellent starting point, because all religion does is bind you. Yeah, I said it. All religion does is bind you, and you got to follow behind other people, and you following this invisible God that ain't did shit for black people. What kind of God will let you and your people go through the horrors that we've gone through and stood by and did nothing? Oh, it's part of a greater plan? Man, get the fuck out of here. You silly if you even believe that shit. You know what I mean? So anyway, live your best life and enjoy. You are not here to suffer. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And then that's more bullshit. You are here to live life to its fullest potential, the way you can. All right. This, I hate to say it, but it's true. This is hell on earth for melanated people because of the oppression. You know what I'm saying? Magic levels the playing field. That's all I'm going to say. All right. So I see that. Hello. Hey, how you doing? Some of us don't want to put in the work, but get upset when you do and level up. Exactly. What, I'm supposed to suffer? I don't believe in that. I don't believe people are here to be poor while other people are here to be rich and oppress other people. I don't believe that. No. And that's what religion has us believing, that you should be poor, you should suffer, and you should suffer graciously. Man, get out of here with that, man. All this information out here, and you still got people thinking that. That's all I'm saying. Silly shit. All right, so I'm not going to rant and rave any more than I have. I know I've been kind of animated. It's that kind of day, though. So, I'm going to live my best life, and get off of here. But just remember the words that I've said today. And don't think that only certain people are entitled. They may think they're entitled to everything and you have nothing. But that's not true just because they think that. And they've made you believe that. I'll be damned if somebody get in the way of my happiness. Absolutely true. The message got stolen and warped. We got to die to enjoy life. Right. You got to die to enjoy life. How does that sound? You got to wait till you dead. And by the way, nobody has ever come back in the history of the world. Nobody has ever come back from the dead and tell you how good it is in heaven. So you don't know what awaits you. I got some theories, but you don't know what awaits you. So why not live your best life here now? It reminds me of, and thanks, sister. Hello, hey. Um, Thanks for reminding me. That brings to mind that movie, The Color Purple, which was one of the worst movies ever made. I'll say it again. One of the worst movies ever made. Um, she said to her, "This temporary, heaven be forever." It shows you the mentality right there of people thinking they had us thinking. Take away everything from you, but give you a Bible that they wrote. Yeah, they wrote it. They wrote it. Yes, it is Mars Day, Agar. If I'm not saying it right, I apologize. It's not intentional. Uh, what kind of God would allow his people to be killed, rejected for 400 years is what I think on a lot. Yes, Cecilia. What kind of God stand by while you suffer? Why would you want to serve a God like that? That's saying, oh, just wait on it. And your blessings are coming. Meanwhile, other people are blessed. You at the bottom of the goddamn barrel, but your blessings are coming. What about the people who die before that happens and live a life of suffering? Yeah. Uh, I've been ranting and raving, what, 30 minutes? I didn't mean for this to be a rant. I really didn't. But like I said, had I not heard the same thing twice in a matter of days, I probably wouldn't have made this video. But I'm like, we still are so programmed that we think only white people, only Caucasians, only Europeans are afforded and have entitlement to the luxuries of life. Yeah, I'm not feeling that really. um, oh, thank you, Cipher. Much love to you. Much love to you. That is mutual. Um, Maybe that's the intent of that egregore fiefs. Maybe that's the intent. I get you. I get what you're saying. uh, that's a interesting way that you put it, but I do get what you're saying. So anyway, um, the next time I come, this was a spur of the moment video that I made here. The next time I come, I will actually talk about magic. I'll actually talk about magic next time. So hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week. I'll see y'all next time with some book recommendations. My name is Magick La Croix of the Magical Elite Supply Shop. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.